Imagine you've spent your entire life in chains. For 400 years, your family, your ancestors, and everyone you know has lived under the thumb of the most powerful empire on earth, ancient Egypt. Then, one day, everything changes. Our story begins with the Israelites finally leaving Egypt. They weren't just checking out of a hotel. They were escaping a superpower. Led by a man named Moses, an 80-year-old former prince turned shepherd, they were headed toward a promised land. But there was a problem. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, was a man who didn't like to lose. After 10 devastating plagues, he finally said, "Go." But as the dust settled on his ruined kingdom, his grief turned into a burning white-hot rage. Pharaoh realizes he's lost his entire workforce. He gathers his elite chariot force, 600 of the best war machines in the ancient world, and begins a high-speed pursuit. The Israelites are camping by the sea. It's a beautiful spot until they hear it. The low rumble of thousands of hooves, the rhythmic clatter of chariot wheels. They look back, the Egyptian army. They look forward, the Red Sea. They are trapped. There's no bridge, no fleet of boats, and no time to build a raft. Think about the panic. People start shouting at Moses. They say, "Were there no graves in Egypt that you brought us here to die in the desert?" It's a very human reaction. Fear makes us forget our victories and focus entirely on our immediate threats. Moses stands at the edge of the water. He doesn't have a weapon. He has a wooden staff. He tells the people something that sounds completely insane in the moment. Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. As night falls, a supernatural wind begins to howl. The east wind. It's so strong it starts to push the water. Moses stretches his hand over the sea. This isn't just a shallow crossing. The Bible describes the waters piling up like massive walls on the right and the left. The seabed, which should be mud and silt, is miraculously dry. Imagine walking through that. You can see the dark depths of the ocean held back by an invisible force. Millions of people, men, women, children, and livestock, begin the long trek across the floor of the sea. By dawn, they reach the other side, but the Egyptians are right behind them. The Egyptian army enters the canyon of water. The wheels of their heavy chariots begin to clog and break off in the sand. They realize too late that they aren't fighting a group of slaves. They're fighting something much bigger. Moses stretches his hand out one last time. The walls of water, held by gravity-defying power, finally give way. In an instant, the most powerful army in the world is gone. The parting of the Red Sea is one of the most famous stories in human history. But why does it matter today? First, the dead-end paradox. Sometimes being trapped is actually a setup for something bigger. The Israelites thought they were at a dead end, but the sea wasn't a wall. It was a door they just couldn't see yet. Second, faith over fear. Moses didn't have a plan. He had trust. The lesson here is about finding peace when the chariots of life, debt, health issues, or stress, are closing in on you. Finally, the path through, not over. Notice that the sea didn't disappear. It opened up. They still had to walk through the scary part to get to the other side. The Red Sea crossing marks the moment a group of refugees became a nation. It's a story about the impossible becoming possible and the reminder that no matter how deep the water or how fast the enemy, there is always a way forward.